Welcome to Notebook, a program of interest to the St. Lucie County community that features information about St. Lucie County schools. Guests include school district and community leaders with focus on children in our community.
Hello everyone and welcome to Notebook. We are excited that you're here with us today for our first show of the season. I'm Jane Whitaker and I serve as your host, and we have a fabulous show in store for you today. Today we are going to be sharing some information about this exciting new organization ready to begin changes here in St. Lucie County, and we are glad to have the Executive Director of the St. Lucie Cultural Alliance, Miss Alyona Ushe, and then next to her is no stranger to any of us here in St. Lucie County, is our good friend Kathryn Hensley, who is the Vice Chair of the St. Lucie Public Schools School Board, as well as the Vice Chair of the St. Lucie Cultural Alliance. So thank you both for being here today. We are excited about this show, so thanks so much.
Thank you for having us.
Sure. So as we begin, one of the things that I always like to do is start the show off in giving the viewers a chance to get to know you a little bit. So if you would share just a little bit about your professional journey, how did you come to St. Lucie County and in this new role? So just talk to us a little bit about that.
Absolutely. First of all, I want to say what a phenomenal experience it's been so far. I've been on the job for a little bit under 2 months, and getting to know the artists and the residents and the businesses and the cultural infrastructure and the passion and the love behind what is happening in this county has been exceptionally rewarding. And I'm so thrilled to be here and very, very grateful to the community for welcoming me with open arms. But in terms of where I come from, I've been in arts management my entire life, so I come to this position with a slightly different perspective. I haven't been running cultural alliances or cultural councils in the past. I've been running arts organizations and nonprofit institutions, so I'm looking at it from the perspective of what can I do for the community, and from an arts administrative perspective of how we could serve better, how we can serve our community better.
Right.
I've started a theater company in my mid-20s in Washington, D.C. That's how I got my start. And it was a theater for young audiences. So at that point, my love for arts education also started. Mm-hmm. And we did a lot with our young audiences, as well as going into schools and developing programs that utilize the arts to really help students achieve their highest academic performance. And that program was very successful, and it was actually, if I may brag for a second, it was praised on the floor of U.S. House of Representatives for its achievements and accomplishments. And then I went to New Orleans, and I ran the New Orleans Opera Association, moved to South Florida in Palm Beach County, and started a few cultural centers there as well. So my love and passion for the arts has been with me my entire life, and bringing it to South Florida, specifically to St. Lucie, means the world to me.
Well, we are so excited, and I had a chance to visit the website and read your bio, and just was so impressed, and just what wonderful things are in store for St. Lucie County with you being here under your leadership. And,
Thank you.
And of course, you have a fabulous board that supports you.
Absolutely.
So I've had a chance to work with many of them, in the past. And Kathy, before we go on too, because you have such a rich history yourself just here in all the things that you are a part of and that you support here in St. Lucie. So share with us a little bit of how you came. Let's start with how you came to be a board member, and then also how you joined the Cultural Alliance.
Well, I came to be a board member a long time ago because I couldn't find anybody who would do what I thought needed to be done for all kids. Yeah. So it's like, okay, you got to put yourself out there if nobody else will. We had a system that was not appropriate for all children, and we needed to make sure that changed. So I ran for the board, and I've been there for a long time, and as most people know, we've changed almost every single thing. Right. Also with Children's Services Council, we actually used to have a line item for the arts and culture during the great, I would call, Depression in the late 2000s. We had to take that out when we cut a lot of things out. Now they're back. There's 100% commitment to working with the arts, with our after-school programs. So we do we do Christmas concerts and that kind of thing with our music and drama, with our funded after-school programs, and we're trying to expand on that. So for me, the arts have always been something that's been very important because it builds the whole child. Right. Works with the brain. It's also, we had to prove to a lot of people that it actually has an economic indicator.
Absolutely.
But we were able to do that and talk about the kids that don't want to be performers. There's also all kinds of things that they can do behind the scenes, set designs, clothing, costuming, all kinds of different things they can do behind the scenes. So we have in this community built some momentum so the community as a whole understands the importance of culture and arts in our county and actually beyond.
Right. And you are such a wonderful person to take the lead for this, because you are one of those people that doesn't stop. And it's fabulous. And we know whatever you're a part of, it's fabulous. And just thanks for all you do.
We are determined.
Yes. Oh, there we go. That's perfect word. We were sharing about that before the show started. I love it. So let's talk about, I know there's so many things coming to you at once because, only being here for a couple of months, I'm sure you're trying to take everything in. But tell us what you're the most excited about, as you begin this new role in starting with the Cultural Alliance.
So for the last couple of months, I've been calling this phase my discovery phase. And the idea behind is that we don't want to tell our creative community what needs to be done. We want to hear from our members of the creative community what needs to be done. Mm-hmm. And I've been having such a wonderful time getting to know the artists and the musicians and the businesses, civic leaders, and really learning from them what they believe are the next steps are. What I discovered is that there's so much that's flying below the radar. And there's such wealth of talent and creativity in this county that just doesn't have one single platform that we need to shine a light on. And that's where I see our role coming in. Culture and arts is a huge vision.
Right.
It's more than theater, it's more than visual arts, it's our soul. And how do we as an organization really make sure that we nurture it and we grow it and we work together to make sure that we achieve the best what we can as a community.
Love it.
So in terms of what I've been learning is the vision, is the passion that we have in this county. And it's been so rewarding and welcoming. Extremely welcoming.
And that is the best word that I would use for this area is just that welcoming piece.
Yes.
It really is home. And the people are awesome. And we've been here for 25 years, 26 years, and really love it. So I'm glad you're here and that you're getting to experience it. Even in a short time that you've been here, you've already realized it. So it's great. So
and especially under this circumstances.
Oh, absolutely.
Especially under this circumstances.
That you're even experiencing at a distance.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, that's so true. That's so true. So Kathryn, just as a board member, what are you most excited about as we move forward with the vision of the Alliance?
The big picture for me means opportunities for our kids that we may not have been able to realize before. Even when we talk about art in public places, we talk about the horticultural aspect, the culinary arts aspect that's going on. So we have all these different things that we're now looking at a bigger picture of what's art, not just, as you said, just the visual or arts or drama. We're looking at the big picture of what arts mean, and that could mean concerts, festivals, topiaries, bonsai, whatever. So we have this very, very long list of great opportunities in St. Lucie County. And with those opportunities come opportunities for our students. A different way of seeing things, a different way of, years ago we had kids that were, shall we say, not stellar in their behavior, and we taught them how to plant peanuts under the trees, and they got a national write-up for that, changed their behavior completely. So we know what certain things will do for our kids, and is finding out what works for them, and we know that with the plethora of arts and culture we have, we can almost take any child and find a pathway for them that will enhance their career.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
I love it. And so just in our current situation, kind of going back to the uniqueness of where we are right now, I know a lot of the events and activities that are going to be planned, eventually will be face-to-face. We're holding on to that, that coming and returning. But I know it may be limited right now, but share with us some of the vision that you have for the future and some of the activities that you see coming about here in the next few months to a year.
And we're doing a lot of things virtually right now. To a great extent, it's useful and very helpful at this time.
Right.
But we're also making sure that we're bringing this community together, and it's bringing everybody, understanding how we can work together. So in terms of, as you know, in one hand, it gives us a time to really reassess and deeply understand what we're looking for, because we're not planning different activities right now. We're not planning huge festivals. We're taking the time to understand what the real vision is and to plan it. And I think, in a way, it's a very messed up blessing in disguise. But it's enabling us to get a deeper and more profound understanding of this community.
Right. And because our community is so rich in history, I mean, we have the Nora Neale Hurston, we have A.E. Baccus, we have the Sunrise Theater. I mean, there are so many neat historical things that surround us, you know, that the kids, and especially, you know, coming from the school district, you know, we're wanting the kids to really experience this, but not limit it just to our students, but to our families to really understand what's in their backyard. So share with us how you see the Alliance really continuing that rich history and trying to connect everything.
I think by getting the right people on our board, first of all, that can bring a different voice. We have the need to reach out now that we have things in place. Our budget is set. We have an executive director. We have a meeting place. We have all that stuff set. Now the next thing is to get the right people at the table who can bring a different voice. And the partnerships that have already been built for other things will, I think, help build the partnerships for this particular coalition. The artists that we know are very excited about it. They really want to start working more with students, with kids. We have government that we have worked with to make sure that they are pretty much all on board. So we have laid the groundwork. And next step is to make sure that we move forward with everybody going in the same direction. And for me, of course, it's always focusing on what's best for our students, where they are now and the pathway to their future. So it's an easy conversation to be had with a lot of people that are disparate in what their philosophy may be. So I think that going forward, we will be able to strengthen all partnerships and give more voice to our kids about things that they see they're important, what they want to do. Do you want to do dance? Do you want to do different things? How do we facilitate that? And making sure that we have a coalition of funders to help facilitate that, because the school district's resources are becoming more scarce.
Yeah, exactly. And helping the community to understand that this is a county-wide,
correct,
you know, alliance and vision. You know, not Fort Pierce, not Port St. Lucie, but to really connect those two communities together and, you know, mold that vision, you know, for everyone, which is really exciting. So that's a great thing for you to, you know, with your experience, you know, coming in with, you know, all the things that you've done, you know, in the past, and being able to mold that all together. That has to be exciting.
It's beyond exciting. And we're actually building an army. Because it will take an army to accomplish the kind of vision that we have for this county and for this organization. So various committees is one of the best ways for our residents and our business people to get involved. Everything from education, community outreach, to various leagues that we're putting in place, to building cultural economy, to marketing and development. I mean, there are so many different ways, depending on what your passion is, that people can really get involved with this organization in this county.
Right, yeah, the opportunities are endless. That's so true. So I noticed on the website that there are classes that are available or will be available. I'm sure you know, some of that may start as virtual and then eventually extend. So future opportunities for classes and workshops. Talk to us about that.
And we're looking to our members to really enlighten us of what is happening in this community right now. So we have a number of different activities that are listed on our website, and we're constantly reaching out to the cultural community, to asking them to give us the information so we can promote it and make sure that people are aware of what is happening in this county. Because even though we can't always meet face to face, there's still so much that is happening.
Right, for sure. I know in fact, Kathryn, you had mentioned it just briefly at the beginning about the art in public places.
Right.
That has been a huge push throughout the county, not just for Peer Support St. Lucie, but
Correct.
you know, wherever you go, there's art, you know, happening, you know, somewhere, you know,
Right.
whether it's a government building, it could be in a park, it could be various places. Can you talk about just a little bit about the current public art initiative and kind of where that's going and kind of the possibilities for the future?
We will have a countywide group that's sort of a subgroup, I guess, of the Cultural Alliance that's looking at that. And so the City of Port St. Lucie actually has a consultant that's working on that, and our discussions with him have been something different than what normally is. It's not just a sculpture in front of the building.
Right.
It is maybe the light show that Tambone puts on the outside of their building. A variety of different things, expanding what art in public places is and giving more people an opportunity to be actually involved with that. The things that go on at Port St. Lucie Botanical Gardens have been fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, having a piece of artwork that's a sculpture or something is great, but that is not just what art in public places is. So we have rewritten the ordinances, and we will be setting a countywide committee of professionals and non-professionals to help give direction. There's actually money that in the different categories for art in public places, and then they will be helping to decide where that money is spent, what actually meets the new matrix for art in public places. We have a lot of things by Pat Cochran and Anita Prentice and all those type of things, but this will be a great deal of expansion and a different understanding of what art and culture really is in St. Lucie County.
That's great.
And I also want to do a call to action to our businessmen and our developers. If there is a vacant space that is not being utilized right now, we can. And we can transform it into something magnificent. Art in unusual places, art in business places, art in restaurant places, art in office places. Art should be everywhere.
Right.
So if there is, and I know there are hundreds and thousands of people out there who are dying to get this initiative off the ground.
Oh, yeah.
So put that call to action out there. Reach out to us. Let's make some unusual art happen in your own neighborhood, in your own backyard.
And it would be really fun to take it that next step with the kids.
Absolutely.
You know, so we'll connect more about that later, but that would be a really great
I would
opportunity
love
for our students.
Miss Jane was working on this.
Yeah.
Our kids to actually design something that would be put out as art in public places.
Right.
And there's a great opportunity for that. And there's funding for that through certain line items, right? Not school district line items, by the way.
Right.
But things didn't work out as we had planned, but now we have a great opportunity to move forward with that. Our students are very creative. And I was actually told my granddaughter, one of my granddaughters was too creative. And I didn't know what that meant. But so our students are very creative. They're just very bright, and they'll come up with something that is unique that adults will not even be able to fathom at first, right? So helping them to nurture that innovation and that creative little spark that they have, and then helping them see that in a public forum. And that is such an affirmation of their talent and their creativity, and we just have to make that happen.
And anytime you involve children in activities like that, you know it just automatically connects the family, and then it just goes from there. So
That's right.
it's just a wonderful opportunity to build upon that, for sure. And one of the things that we had talked about before the show was connecting our students with some artists in residence. Right. So I know on the website, and we'll be sure and connect the viewers with the website at the end, but I noticed on the website that you support a lot of the local artists here. So can you talk to us a little bit about what that means, and what an artist in resident actually, what would their role be? Because I'm sure a lot of people viewing are that's not something they're familiar with.
So I'm going to turn it back again, and I think this is where the school system, principals, teachers, artists come in. Right. It's not up to us to look at the artists and say, we want you to do this kind of program in this particular school. We want to hear from the school, from the teachers who are on the ground working with the kids, what their specific needs are. And then we can match up and invite and identify the appropriate artists that can make that need that can meet that need.
Right.
So that's the only way I think that as an organization we can be successful is by again identifying the need
Right.
and then meeting it.
Right.
And we're kind of doing that in the Young to Hearts campaign to some extent, because right now, again, we can't really go to different exhibits, but we want to make sure that one of the first things that we did with the new team that we have on the council is getting the kids involved and engaged. So this is everything from little ones to college students. We're going to have an online campaign, and we also want to do something different with this. We want to have kids do a little video telling us what the passion of theirs was behind the creation of the art. So the theme here is healing, unity, empathy, love. How do we bring our community together in these challenging times? And through love, we can heal everything.
Right.
So that's kind of the overall arch of the project, but then have the child or the young adult tell us what inspired them to create the piece of art, or what moved them, or what it means to them, or give us a little description of the process. Whatever it is that the kids want to talk about, we want to showcase it.
Oh, love it.
And then we're going to exhibit it in arts and unusual places, whether it's in public buildings, whether it's in vacant spaces, whether it's various galleries. We're going to identify those different components where people can actually go and see it, if not necessarily through huge receptions, then at
Right.
least individually.
Right.
But we'll cross that
And a
bridge.
great partnership with the Baccus Gallery, because
Exactly.
that's something that they're always looking to expand. Is there time with working with students and working with local artists and things like that. So that would be awesome.
Well, the reformation of the Cultural Alliance actually sparked the Fort Pierce Art Club to get active again. So they've been doing art all along, right?
Right.
Absolutely.
Art on the porch, art in the backyard. So they've been doing following all the CDC guidelines, but they've actually been doing projects. And so now they're doing another big project, and the money they raise goes to actually help pay for food for families and children. And so we tied those groups up, and that's just one little thing that sparked just because we actually have a plan going forward. So entities that have been kind of dormant, kind of quiet, are now starting to appear, and even at this kind of difficult time, they found a way to make things happen by giving lessons and giving showcases in a time when no one's really being able to do anything like we normally would.
Yeah, and the arts and culture truly are the thing that connect everybody, especially right now, and it's so important.
Yeah.
And so let's go back really quick, because you mentioned the website again. One of the things that I wanted to ask you about was, I know that on the website they have actually art pieces for sale that maybe people are not aware of. And I thought that was so cool because there are some beautiful pieces on there. And I knew it was there, but it had been a long time since I had visited the website, and it was like, wow. There are some very, very talented people in this area. So talk to us a little bit about that, and if someone was interested in a local piece of art to support someone here in our community, how would they go about doing that?
First of all, I couldn't agree more. The level of talent here is crazy.
Yeah.
It's absolutely insane. That's one of the benefits that we offer to our members, but I want to take it a step further. Like, I would love to talk to all the realtors in the area and make sure that when somebody moves in here or they're buying a house, the first thing they think about is buy locally. Made in St. Lucie. This is, creatively made in St. Lucie. How beautiful is that?
Yeah.
So we're going to be doing a huge push to make sure that the businesses and the realtors and people who are moving in and working with tourism, that eyeballs, really see the art that we have here throughout the county. And through our website, we're going to be able to provide various different avenues for that art to be exposed, exhibited, and presented to all components of our county.
Right.
But we want to grow that. That's
Right.
one of the main components that we want to make sure that our artists have a platform to sell their art, to make a living making the art, and to grow and prosper in their selected field.
Right, and I know a lot of people in this area are very familiar with the Highwaymen, and their art. And I can't remember if there were any pieces that were similar to that on the website.
I'm not sure about the website, but some of the second generation highwaymen
Right.
have shown interest. And
Great.
Doretha Hare-Truesdale, who's on the Baccus board, she's a highwayman in her own right. We're working with her to see if she would like to put some of her art there. And you may not know, but our supervisor of elections husband is a highwayman. And Miss Walker is also a fine artist, but because she didn't have a car and she was too young, she didn't get classified as a highwayman. But she is an artist also. So
I did not know
we
that.
have untold talents that have not been exposed to the public as a whole.
Yeah. And I've lived here for how many years, and I didn't know that. That's awesome. Yeah. And we actually started, and this will be something maybe we can talk about after the show, but we had actually started a curriculum project with the Baccus Gallery with our fourth graders, because it was part of the social studies units is about learning about your community. And so they actually combined the art and the history of their community together. And so we've been working with the Baccus Gallery for a couple of years, and getting our kids exposed to actually getting to paint like the highwaymen, and then learning about their history and hearing from some of the local artists, at the gallery. So it's been, the kids love it. So I'll be excited for us to expand some more on that, to see what we can, provide the kids. And it's just as much, you can tell it's just as much fun for the people speaking to the students as it is for the students. So it's a win-win for everyone, and it's a great opportunity. So excited for you and what's around the corner, because I know it's going to be phenomenal. So before we go, because we've only got a couple minutes, this time flies by. It's like 30 minutes is over in a matter. You mentioned the Young Hearts contest. Can you just mention how, if students or parents that are listening, if they're interested in participating in that, how would they go about doing that?
By visiting our website. It's artsinlucie.org. Yes. So all the information is there, but it's basically, again, just talking about the love and the passion for the community, unity, empathy, sympathy, and love for one another. And then we would love to have a little video that goes with it, so we can begin to archive our own history.
Right. And is there a deadline for that contest? Or
it's rolling.
Okay.
I would love to get some of the initial responses back the next couple of weeks, so there's still some time, and then start exhibiting it sometime in August. But considering everything, it's
and that'll
flexible.
be something that we could even share out to our art teachers in the district, just to get some information out about that. And just the more people that know about it, maybe we'll get some really, really awesome art pieces. You also mentioned about membership.
Yes.
And I know membership to the Alliance is really critical to the sustainability of this organization and really bringing together our community. So how would someone go about becoming a member?
And again, all that information is on the website. I do want to say that we're expanding our benefits significantly. And the more that I talk to our community and the more I understand what the needs are, we make sure that we include those needs in the benefits that we're offering. So whether you're an artist or a dancer or a performer, or whatever your discipline is, there's a specific area for you and for us to work together to make sure that we achieve your needs and assist the organizations and individuals in accomplishing their own vision and mission.
Right.
So artsinlucie.org is our website, and all that information is there. Oh, please reach out to me. I mean, one of the things, again, going back to my discovery phase, is I want to hear from all of the residents and businesses and artists in the county. So call me, email me, text me. I'll be here in the middle of the night if I have to. I just would love to meet you.
And it's not just about being just a member, but the opportunity to donate, to further this vision and help make this happen for our community, because it will be life-changing. Well, I want to thank you both. Thank you so much for joining me today and just sharing about the vision and the future of what's coming ahead for our county. We're glad to have you. Welcome to St. Lucie. I know you said you loved it already, but you're going to love it even more the longer you're here. So we just look ahead for great things, and congratulations on your new role. And Kathryn, thank you for all you do for our community. I mean, it's endless what you do. I don't know if you ever sleep, because she is one very busy woman. But I'll tell you, the difference that you make in our community every day is so appreciated, and we can't thank you enough for all you do.
Well, thank you.
So
I'm a mission-driven person.
There you are. Well, thank you everyone for joining us today, and be sure and visit this St. Lucie Cultural Alliance website, and we really want to encourage our community members, become members and make a donation to further the success of our community. And it's you. It only takes one person to make a difference. Thanks so much for being here, and we'll see you next time on Notebook.